So I want to say a word or two about violence today. I've heard a lot about violence. Violence in the streets, violent protesters, destruction of property, looting, horrible behavior, dangerous. And it's true. There have been protests that have turned violent. Cars turned upside down, things set on fire, people beaten. Some people have lost their lives. Businesses destroyed, looting has happened without question. Not right, not right. Don't agree with it at all. I've been at marches with my children, all peaceful. Now, every once in a while, someone screams and hollers and carries on, but they're quieted by the crowd. But then at night, sometimes, in the same place where we were, it got violent. And people were hurt. Cars were turned upside down and burned. I don't condone that a bit, not a bit. But I want to remind, mostly my white sisters and brothers, can we really be surprised? Can we really act horrified? Because we have been the perpetrators of unspeakable, horrific, damning violence for a long time. Slavery was a violence. Lynching, violence. Whipping, violence. Hotboxing, violence. Segregation, violence. Solitary confinement, violence. Different water fountains, violence. Different bathrooms, violence. Those things are perpetrations of violence physically against people and emotionally and spiritually against their souls. It is a violence to say you are less than. It is a violence to say you are inferior. It's a violence to say you are not as good as white people. Those things are acts of violence against the dignity and souls of other human beings. And we act like, well, that was in the past. It's not that long in the past. Get over it. Really? You got to get over that like that? Come on now. It takes a while to heal those deep wounds. But look at all the affirmative action we're doing. Look at what we've done for you. Like that? Can repair it like that? It's not going to. Programs are not going to heal this. People are going to heal this. White people actively engaged in the process of reconciliation with our black sisters and brothers is the way we find healing. We are the ones that should be in the street. We are the ones who should be marching arm in arm with our black sisters and brothers to find a way forward in unity. Because to me right now, what's happening is they're trying to get our attention and say, for God's sakes, do we have your attention yet? They should have our attention. Should have had it a long time ago. We should have had our own attentions by our own souls, but we have not. So sisters and brothers, just to pull a little scripture, Galatians 6:7, you reap what you sow. I'm saying we should hear that. Proverbs 22:8, the one who sows injustice will reap calamity. I do not condone the violence by any means, but we cannot act as if we're surprised and, oh my God, how is this happening? When they have been on the receiving end of our violence for a long, long time. Some outward, bold, cruel, and hateful, and some very subtle violence, quiet violence, but just as damning, just as destructive. Violence. Peace and blessings on the way.